Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to come at you this morning and let you know that the EP is done. We got it recorded. You guys have been tracking with me since back in May, and I went to Nashville and put my voice down on the final tracks, vocal tracks, and now we have a completed project of 5 full songs and 2 extended intro tracks, which I think you guys are really gonna like. You know, it sounds a little bit different than what some people might have expected my new music to sound like, but I wanna stay modern, I wanna stay current, I wanna stay fresh. And hey, somebody's tuning in, what's up? Give a wave. Just talking about the new EP today for a couple minutes. It's done. It's finally done. And for those of you who've been watching the progress since back in May, I announced as I headed to Nashville to record vocals, I announced that I was putting out a new EP, and it's 5 full songs and 2 extended intro tracks. So there's gonna be a lot to listen to. You know, it's an experience from start to finish, and that's exciting for me because it feels more like a full-length album than just an EP. But you know, some friends of mine are putting out like 4-song EPs right now and stuff. I'm just excited that I got 1 more song and then 2 more tracks. And the way that the music actually goes together and flows together from start to finish is a cool experience. So what's up? People are tuning in. This is exciting. 11:15 on a Saturday morning. I know I'm just experimenting with Facebook Live right now. Wanting to get more active on Facebook Live and start putting out some video content about music creation and my journey in music and everything. So I have a big announcement to make, and I'm going to hold off for about 5 minutes, see if I can fluff this up a little bit. Yeah, I have a big announcement to make, but the main announcement today is that the EP's done. Finally, it's all together. Over a year and a half now, I've been working with a guy out of Nashville to help me produce this project, and he's been so helpful. You know, I'm not a producer, and I don't claim to be a producer. And you know what? With music, I have really begun to value, just like anything else in life, working with a team and bringing other people around a table or around a project or an idea to help flesh that thing out, and to realize that I'm not the smartest one in the room, or maybe I don't need to have all of the ideas and bring them to the table instead of just doling out, you know, hey, this is what the song's supposed to sound like, and be the producer. I brought in a producer, so started working with him about a year and a half ago, a connection through a friend of mine, and his name's Alex. He lives in Nashville. He's out on tour with Plum right now as their music director, and so I really enjoyed the experience working with him. And as I would send him my song ideas, then he would collaborate with me long distance. You know, I'm here in San Antonio and he's in Nashville, and so I would send him a song idea and kind of give him the inspiration, and it would be my voice and a piano, or this really out of tune piano behind me, or it would be my voice and a guitar track, but it would give him enough of an idea of like where I wanted to go with the song. And so yeah, so he would take that and he would run with it, and I would explain to him like, okay, can we make it, you know, edgy? I've really wanted to use a lot of vocal effects on my voice, and with Abandon, I didn't really get to use a lot of vocal effects. There were a couple, but I really like the way effects can make a voice just really morph and translate on a recording. And so this new EP is gonna have a bit of vocal effect to it. And what we did was we started building each one of the songs to have a musical interlude in there. I just really, during the process of creating this EP and kind of part of the inspiration of coming into it, I really fell in love with that. The Coldplay Chainsmokers track, Something Just Like This, in the way that they built that song out, sort of a dance feel, you know, electronic dance feel, so that it has that music interlude that the song kind of builds up to, and then you have that melody and you have that section of the song. And so several of my songs on this new EP have a similar arrangement, so that you get through the content, you get through the verses and everything, and it builds up to this musical interlude, where a couple of things, you know, we've like tuned my voice to sound like an instrument and things like that. We had a lot of fun. You know, I'm an independent, unsigned artist right now, and so there's really nobody speaking into, hey, Judy's on, hey, what's up, Judy? There's really nobody speaking into this project other than myself and the producer and friends that I collaborate with and show this. And so if you guys know Justin Engler, my brother, who's the frontman of Abandon right now, he's helped me on one of the songs. I had a worship leader friend in town named Scott who came in, and we wrote a song together, so he's on one of the songs. And then a friend of mine, Jonathan, who's been a huge help in this project and really helping me to get a marketing vision for this EP. He helped me write one of the songs as well, brought quite a bit, a huge chunk of one of the songs to the project. And so grateful for friends collaborating on this thing, and just the ability to really have fun and be free with it. So yeah, for those of you who are just tuning in, the EP is finished. It's final. We have it in digital form. I don't have it in a physical form yet. It's not on a CD or a vinyl yet, but as you can see behind me, I've got a turntable, and I am hoping to press some vinyls and get some vinyls out for those of you who are audiophiles and you love high quality music. You love to drop it in and select the right speed, you know, and watch the needle, you know, go around on the turntable and on the vinyl. It's a fun experience, you know, the way music was really supposed to be heard, for those of you who are purists out there. But anyway, the EP's done. It's 5 songs and 2 extended tracks. So who's excited about some new music from Josh Engler? I mean, I am. I've been waiting for these songs as long as anybody else has, honestly, because when I left Abandon 6 years ago, I really went through a season of writer's block, and I only wrote, in the last 6 years, I only wrote 2 or 3 songs and brought them to a finished product, you know, like from start to finish. I have a ton of song ideas and song starts, but you know, in the last 6 years, we really haven't completed very many songs. And so I've been waiting for this EP just like anybody else has been waiting for this EP. So I hope it's encouraging, because what it is it talks about my journey from the abandoned days through the middle ground. You could call it like a wilderness experience, you know, and to the present day. And just seeing life in a new way and seeing what God can do in my heart and my perspective on life, and a new outlook. You know, I've had 2 kids in this time, have gone through a season where my marriage has really gotten some focus on it, you know, zeroed down focus on it. And God has been blessed. I've had 2 different positions in ministry during this time as well. And so it's really just been a huge God journey over the past 6 years to see what He wants to do with the future. You know, I began to believe again that the best days are ahead. And I used to, and then kind of got in this weird headspace toward the end of the Abandoned career. And then God's just been working in me a new, fresh vision for the future. And so that's what this EP is about. It really is. I'll give you 1 track list right now. I'm trying to seed out the information because I only have 5 songs to talk about. But and I'm really excited about it, and can't wait for you to hear it. And I really wanted to actually play the music on Facebook Live, but I'm new to Facebook Live, so I'm trying to figure out the technology behind that. And I felt like I had it all set up and ready to go last night, and I realized I was missing 1 cable. So I've been a guitar player since I was 13 years old. So over 20 years now, I've been playing guitar, and I didn't have a guitar cable in my house. They're all at the church in my office or on stage. So yeah, go figure. Last night just wasn't meant to be to play my songs over Facebook Live. And so here we go. This is just an announcement that the EP's done. And here's another big announcement. I'm going to launch in the next few weeks, hopefully before 2 weeks have elapsed, a Kickstarter campaign. And the reason for the Kickstarter campaign, I mean, you can cheer for that if you want to. The reason for the Kickstarter campaign is so that you guys can partner with me and help get this EP out, because I want the music to inspire people and I want people to feel connected to it. It's not just selfishly for me to feel like I write music and I put that music out there. Really, it's an opportunity for you to feel like you're a part of it with me and join the process. And so the Kickstarter is going to launch soon, and it's going to be a low amount. You know, I'm really not wanting to make money off of the Kickstarter. It's an opportunity for some merchandise, really some limited edition merchandise. And maybe, you know, some of that stuff won't even run again. You know, it'll only be for some of the shirts and hats and stuff will only be for those who join with me on the Kickstarter and jump into that. And so it's really to create some buzz too. I know it's been a long time since I've put anything out to the marketplace, and I'm hoping that this creates conversation around the new EP and around the music and the story that's associated with it. You know, hey, Josh has been waiting for these songs as long as anybody else has, you know, and that's part of my story, was like what God's been doing in my life from the time of abandon and through that middle ground, that middle area in my life up until now, this release. So I can give you the title of the EP, or I can give you a title of one of the songs. Which is actually kind of a trick question. So a little bit of feedback right now. What do you guys want to hear? Do you want to hear a title of the EP, or do you want to hear a title of a song on the EP first? So somebody hit me up with a comment and let me know which one I should drop today. Like I said, it's limited content. You know, I'm trying to put this thing out slowly and build up a little bit of the anticipation. But let's just call it starting the conversation about the new EP that's coming out. All right, Luke wants to hear the title. Jonathan wants to hear the title of the EP. Okay, so, all right, this is actually a trick question because the title of the EP is the title of one of the songs, so I'm kind of giving away two things at once. And it's sort of ironic that we are going into Christmas time, and Christmas time is coming up, because the name of the EP could be loosely connected to Christmas, but it's not Christmas music at all. But it is also the title of a famous movie, and I knew that when I titled it, but I still thought it was appropriate. So here we go. The title of the EP, guys, is It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life. So no connection to the movie, no connection to Christmas. Really just that's what I feel like God dropped in my heart the beginning of 2017 and began to work in me as I started feeling like I was ready to write songs again and could start writing songs again. Got inspiration. It felt like writer's block was just lifted, like it's gone, you know. Words come to mind now, melodies come to mind, chords come to mind, inspiration comes to mind now. And so the title of the EP is It's a Wonderful Life, because that's the perspective that I have about it. And, you know, Paul says in his writings in the New Testament, count it all joy. And so for me to know, you know, what I've gone through, what my family's experienced, ups and downs, and the roller coaster of life, to realize that Paul is saying, count it all joy. Hey, Ashley and Jason and Esther are tuning in. Cool. To know that Paul is encouraging us that through the ups and downs we can count it all joy. I really feel like the culmination of that is the idea that life is wonderful, you know, with the ebbs and flows of life. Life is really wonderful. The gift that God gave us of life is a good thing. And so that's my journey back to music. That's my journey back to songwriting. And hopefully that's what's going to inspire people through this project, is really the idea of our perspective is everything. You know, the way that we see it. So there's one song specifically that talks about that idea in length. And I'll go ahead and release one more song because I'm so excited about it. I really can't hold it in. You know, the information is all up here. and in here, because for me, you know, everything's about feeling it in your heart. And so I had to do that. I knew that I needed to drop that on you guys today. So if I'm feeling it in my heart, I'm feeling that I want to tell you guys another song title. So there's another song title. It's the fourth song into the record, but it is the fifth track, because there's an extended intro for the last one. So fifth or sixth track. It's called Philosophy. And so that's the idea, philosophy, on an EP called It's a Wonderful Life. So you're starting to put the pieces together here and realize that that's really what this whole thing is about. Like a new outlook on life, a brand new beginning, and kind of like a restart, you know, in a sense, but with, you know, with music. I've been in music before, you know, so that it's just the best way to put a message out, I think. You know, to people who like music. I like music. I can't stop writing music now. Honestly, it's like I can get in a song idea every single day. And so I have a new EP already in my heart, and I want to start the second one, but I've got to put the first one out first. And so that's the announcement today. The EP's done. Vocals are finished. Tracks are finished. Production is finished. Jason's saying, release it, bro. Hey, I'm feeling you, man. And so I am. And I'm releasing it first with a Kickstarter campaign. And so to launch the Kickstarter campaign, to give you guys the opportunity to partner with me so that you feel like you're part of this project as well. I don't want to do life on my own. I don't want to do music on my own. And so I want to partner with you guys to help me get it out. Like I said, super low amount that I'm fundraising for. It's really just to start the conversation and get the word out, and so that people can start sharing it with their friends. It's been a long time since I put music out, so I need you guys really to help get the word out and to spread the word. But it's because these songs are going to inspire. I know they are. I know they're going to encourage and inspire. Somebody else might feel like they can put out a work of music or launch themselves into a dream. Like, I want to help people break through those walls and those barriers and whatever's holding you back, whatever's holding your friends back, whoever you need to share this music with. I believe God's hand is on the music. You know, it sounds a little bit different than the abandoned songs, the abandoned albums and abandoned catalog. I'm not going to lie, but I wanted to stay fresh. I wanted to stay current. And I mentioned earlier in this Facebook Live video that the Chainsmokers Coldplay track, Something Just Like This, was an inspiration as I was thinking through reference tracks. You know, and an artist, as you're writing songs, you hand something over to a producer. The producer asks you, like, well, what do you want this to convey? Like, what sound do you want? What arrangement do you want? And so I said, hey, this is a cool, you know, it connected with me, that sound, that energy for that track. And so it was an inspiration. So these songs don't sound like that song, but it was an inspiration on how to build out and how to produce the songs, and really shape them as they were getting written piece by piece. You know, it wasn't like I just handed him 5 complete songs and said, here's the EP, produce it. You know, it was a collaboration, and that's how I want my expression of music to be moving forward, as a collaboration. I mentioned earlier in the video, there's several friends who have helped to jump in and collaborate on this EP. And so thank you guys for tuning in and showing some love today. That's the announcement. The EP's done. The Kickstarter's about to launch. And I'm going to start seeding out some more track titles and the artwork, which I'm really excited about. The artwork is super cool. The cover looks like an explosion of life, which is really the idea behind the life of this EP. And so it's super exciting to get it out to you guys. Any questions really quick before I wrap this up? I kind of really only wanted to spend 10 minutes on video today just to make that announcement, but more people have tuned in. So hit me with a question, and we'll do like 2 minutes of Q&A, unless you guys just get really excited. So, and if you're ever in San Antonio, check out Local Coffee. It's a good spot. I may have some local haters on this feed, but it's all good. And I apologize for this squeaky piano bench. It's tons of years old. Tons of years. I haven't had it for tons of years, but I inherited it from an uncle on Craigslist. Yeah, spent a whopping I think $120 on this piano on Craigslist. So it's all you need to get started in music is just $100. Actually, there's free pianos on Craigslist, so it's all you need. There you go. That's what you were wondering. There's no questions coming in, so I'm sure that's what you were wondering, how to get started in music. And my advice is check Craigslist for free pianos, and then find a friend to help you haul it back to your house. So, hey, so here's a question. How did you break writer's block? Man, Luke, it really was a matter of prayer, and it was a matter of leaning into to providence. Hey, there's an abandoned song for you. Yeah, so it really was like letting God kind of birth in me a new idea and removing some negative thoughts. I had kind of wired my brain in a way where I wasn't believing the best about my future. I had kind of settled into the fact that I had already written my best songs, and that I couldn't really, there wasn't anything to come after it, after the works that I had already put out. And so allowing God to rearrange those thoughts and sort of rewire, the Bible says to be renewed in your mind. And so to let God begin to renew my thoughts in my mind about my future, and that the best days are ahead, and that the best songs are ahead, that I haven't written my best songs yet. You can look at all the music that's out there and go, well, every song's already been written. But the truth is they haven't been. There's still new songs being created every single day. Talk to people in Nashville who are songwriters for a living. Hopefully all the songs haven't already been written. So I had to begin to believe that about myself, that God still had a future in music for me, and that I hadn't written my best songs yet, and that I still hadn't had all of the experiences with music that I was going to have. And so one of the encouragements that I really got was through a lady who came and spoke at our church. Her and her husband came for a conference that we were doing. And she sat me and my wife down, and she said, I feel like God spoke to me that you are going to be in music again, and it's going to be different. And she didn't know my story, so she's like, does that resonate with you? And I said, yeah, it absolutely does. And it really broke me. And there was a real moment right there. So I won't cry on Facebook Live today, but it was really encouraging. Talking about feeling it in your heart. That's what happened, was like a spark. And that's when I felt like writer's block began to lift. And because I was able to dream again, I was able to think about creating music again. And, it's a really delicate journey for a songwriter who, I'm putting out a brand new work, you guys might not like it. And that's a vulnerable thing, to write and create something from nothing and to launch it and release it. And my hope would be that it's encouraging and it's inspiring. And no matter what you're facing, what you're going through, that it speaks to you to help you get past that and to have that sort of awakening moment that I had about music, that I can write again, And it's almost like the sun coming up on a new day. It really is. It's like feeling this sense of no limits again. There's no line on the horizon. It's like feeling a sense of invincibility. That's a word, right? Somebody try to spell that for me. So, but a sense that we have a God who is a God of the impossible. And so if we lean on him, right? Do not lean on your own understanding in all your ways, trust in him. That's a practical thing for me in this journey back to creating an EP. First, believing that God wants me to. Believing that it can be different and I won't get in the same mind traps that I was in before. And believing that there's something for God to express through my life to inspire other people. And even as I've been thinking about putting this out and the marketing strategy for it, I've been really thinking, like, am I thinking too selfishly about this? Like, am I so excited to just put something out that I'm missing the fact that other people are going to be inspired by it? And I've had to come back to the sort of the reality and ground zero of my music is a ministry. No matter what the genre is, my music is a ministry to whoever listens. And that's my heart behind it, is that God would inspire you. So long answer to short question, but that's really the journey. It's a complicated journey out of writer's block. It really is. So if any of you are struggling with songwriter's block, and that's something that you want to lift, then begin to renew your mind, because what we often do is we don't realize that we become the block in our own minds, because we're our worst critic, for one, and we stop the flow of the song because we begin to tell ourselves and not believe that there's something beyond this moment, that songs can come. So anyway, I hope that inspires you, and then there's music to come still beyond this. And so if you're a songwriter, or if you're just a fan of music, hey, I tell you what, I've been waiting a long time for these songs as well. And so for me to be able to have 5 tracks to put out to you guys, and collaborate with some friends and just have fun. I'm unsigned, I'm independent, and there's a lot of freedom in that. So there's really nothing or no one forcing me to put out music in a certain way. Like, look, I've been sitting on Facebook Live today for probably longer than I should, if I talk to a marketing director. And but here's the deal. Like, let's just be real, and let's just put out some good tunes. I believe in it. I'm really proud of it. Some of my close friends that have listened to some of the tracks have said it's good, and so actually they've said it's great. So I need to. One word of advice that I got was I need to not be bashful. It's an old school word, but I need to not be bashful with this music, and so that's the reason I'm launching it today. EP's done, vocals are on it, production is done, it's been mastered, I got the graphics done. I'm so excited about it. The Kickstarter is rolling out very soon, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. So I love you guys. There's one more question. How do you, in a painful, difficult subject, express it in a way that people can process it? Well, I think you just be honest, because people are dealing with difficult things in life. And I think if we write a song that's too happy, then it only fits one niche of people who are, that's the emotion that they have. So if you're wanting to write an honest song about people's pain and struggle, be honest, do it, because people will find themselves in the song. And even if you're writing it about the first person, specifically, hey, good morning. If you're writing it about, yourself, just make it honest, because that vulnerability and that honesty comes through. And someone will find themselves in that song, and then your story becomes their story. And if you bring that song to a resolve, or resolution, then it'll help them find resolution, or believe that there can be resolution through their situation and their difficulty. I think often in the middle of struggles, sometimes, I'm about to preach right here, often in the middle of our struggles, sometimes we realize, or we don't see the outcome because we're so focused on what's happening right now. We don't believe that there's an end in sight, but seasons always come and go. And so we should temper our emotional condition and our perspective in the moment to realize that Paul said, count it all joy, right? So we should value struggle, because struggle makes us stronger. Just like Jason, you're the one asking the question. You're a trainer in the gym, and to build muscle, you have to break it down, right? So you have to hurt, When I've worked out regularly in the past, I've enjoyed the sense of soreness, or the feeling of being sore, the next day, because I realized that I'm going to get stronger because I actually did the work. I put in the work. I got sore. The soreness is almost some of the reward. Some people are like, dude, soreness is not a reward. You don't know what you're talking about. But I kind of feel sometimes like soreness is the reward, because then I know that I actually did enough work to make something happen, to produce results. And so where was I going with that? Anyway, in the middle of our season, sometimes we can get blindsided or narrow-minded with blinders on, and not see that there is an end in sight. And so giving a resolve in a difficult song like that helps people to understand, this is momentary. This is temporary, and it's difficult, but it's temporary. And so there will be future beyond this difficult moment. So, hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Love you guys. There's more information to come, and the Kickstarter is launching, so I would love it for you to just share that news with people and partner with me. Like I said, some of the merchandise that's going to be a part of the Kickstarter is going to be very limited runs. And so, you may be the only one that ever gets that shirt or that hat or that sticker or whatever else is going to be on there. So more information to come, more song titles coming, and some sneak peeks of the EP cover coming very soon to you guys. So have a fantastic Saturday. For those of you who are at church with me tomorrow, I'll see you at church. I'm in Grow 2 teaching our membership class, the second round. So anybody want to come visit San Antonio, there's a great church here, Grace Avenue Church, that me and several of my friends who have helped me with this EP are all a part of. And so would love to see you, would love to have you. But anyway, God bless you. Have a fantastic, pastor's watching right now actually as well. So have a fantastic Saturday, and there's more info to come soon. Talk to you later.